Hey everyone, Lazy Panda here. This story time was about the time I actually witnessed our car crash, and it was kind of stupid. Obviously, when talking about car crashes and such, the whole situation in itself is very overwhelming, very fast paced, very intensifying. It's just very stressful to begin with. Now, not only in the situation, but the aftermath of the situation in itself. But I know before anyone says anything, I haven't been here in a long time. And I don't really have a specific reason as to why, besides my computer just sucks. I know I've said this once before, and I apologize for that. But here I am now. I know I kind of teased it in my story. If you guys have seen my Instagram story, that was like, man, I had a dream that I actually posted something. Yeah, I guess that was kind of to tease the idea that I was actually going to post something for you guys. Now, for a while, I actually haven't had any story times to really tell. I mean, sure, I've had some that I could tell, but they weren't very interesting, nor were they long enough for you guys to actually just sit down and enjoy it for a few minutes and then go on with your day. I've thought about doing shorter type videos like on TikTok or wherever else would be suited for it, but honestly, I can't see myself really doing that because YouTube is just my thing. TikTok isn't really what I like to be on, but I just dealt with the situation of, I went to the RMV, but of course there was some errors after driving 40 minutes to a place to get some insurance, then drive an hour 30 to the RMV. So here I am now with a car that I can't drive. And now this happened right in front of me. So that makes it very, very fun. So if you guys are interested in any more of these story times, there will be a playlist of these. I know I'm terrible with my upload schedule, but if you ever want to be like, hey, I want to see what this guy makes, I want to see what else he talks about, I have my other story times in a playlist. I also make gaming videos and other sorts because I can't stick to one thing because I have terrible patience for it. So here you guys go. I hope you guys enjoy. So this story time takes place about a few days ago. Now, a few days ago, I actually had a shift this day. So in this place, you basically have a variety of positions to do in this one. And it's like, the best I can explain it is you're set to be this person, but there's multiple things you can do as that person, if that makes sense. I know I'm explaining this horribly. It's just like, this is the easiest way I can put it for people that do and don't work at the same time because, different situations and all that. But this is continuing from that. So on this day, it was like any regular day. At this point, we had a few days left of school and then summer was going to start. I still have a few days now, but at this point I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to lock in. I'm just going to keep working. So I picked up this guy's shift that I also work with. I haven't worked too much with, but he returned from college and he seems pretty cool, whatever. So he's like, hey, do you want to take my shift for this Thursday? And I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Just offer it only to me and I got it. So, I applied for it. I was waiting for the response and they confirmed that I could take his shift. Everything was good from there. So then after that, a few days go by. I worked a Wednesday, which is the day before that Thursday. Everything was fine. Everything was chill. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It was really dead because it was on a Wednesday. Monday to Wednesday, it's really dead. Thursday, it starts to pick up. Friday, it gets pretty busy, and then Saturday is the busiest day, just to keep that in mind as you see what I'm talking about. After Wednesday was over, going to Thursday, I went into school, doing whatever, and after school ended, I actually went on my friend's bus because I go on his bus to get to work easier because it's just like a 2-minute walk compared to if I actually went to my own house, it would be 40 minutes. So I didn't really feel like doing that. And I'm actually scheduled very late on into the day for some reason. So a lot of the times I like to call in and just be like, hey, can I just go in today, like right now? And usually they'll be like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And I feel bad because it takes up their time and also kind of messes what they were originally intending to happen for this person come in at this time, this person come in at that time. So that's why I usually feel bad to do it, but I also don't feel like being stranded outside in the sun for an hour or two. So that's my reasoning. But at this point, I actually just bought a Switch a few days ago prior to this. Yes, I have a Switch now. If you guys have seen my story, you already knew that. So the kill time for this day, I actually was just waiting because I only went in at 3:30. I actually got dropped off at 3 o'clock, so I was like, okay, I can wait half an hour. This shouldn't be bad at all. So then it's like 3:20 and I'm like, okay, maybe I should start packing up and going to work. So I did that. I put my Switch back into my bag. I put it on and I went straight to work. But once I got there, I was like, hello to the managers and all that. They greeted me back. So they acknowledged that I was here and not just, skipping work, or I'm, trying to sneak my way into work early, because sometimes the communication between people isn't always good. So I try to make sure everyone is aware, like, hey, I called in early, so no one makes a fuss about it, and all of that to make it easier for everyone else. So after that, one of my managers start to say, hey, can you by any chance do parking lot today, because we're actually expecting a bigger party. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, I can do that, sure. So at one point, me and my coworker actually went out there. I guess for this story time, I'll call him Manny. Now Manny, he's a hard worker. He likes to do everything. He's always here or there. He's always running around places, either just doing all the tasks or just working so hard on this one, depending on what he's doing, obviously. Him and I were set to do parking lot. We have 3 lots. Now I was on the first lot and he was on the second, meaning I would greet the people as they came in. I would be like, hey, what is your, business here? I mean, obviously I wouldn't say it like that, but they would tell me and I'd be like, okay, you can just go over there and park there. Simple as that, pretty straightforward. But if it ever got too busy and my lot was filled, I would send them to the second lot and radio Manny and be like, hey, they're heading up your way. And he'd be like, okay, got it. So at one point, I went inside because I had to use the restroom pretty badly. So I told Manny, I was like, hey, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. Do you want anything while I'm inside? Basically meaning, do you need me to get you a beverage of some sort? Do you need me to say anything to anyone that needs to be said? And he was like, no, I'm all good. So I was like, okay. So he takes over the front while I go use the bathroom. So then I come back out. Everything was fine. And I asked him, hey, I know you've been doing the front and you've been in the back the most. Do you want to stay in the front or do you want to go back to second? He was like, no, it's okay. I'll just stay in the first lot. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll just go back to the second then. Now him and I have switched positions. He is in the first lot and now I'm in the second lot. So we just start doing everything like normal. He sends cars my way, then some back at the first lot if there's an open space. So they park on the side of this hill, basically, that leads up to the second lot because I was running out of space on my own. So I told them, you can just park there and you should be completely fine. Once they park there, I let them know, okay, you're all set, you're good to go. And then this other car comes behind them and starts parking there too. I thought nothing of it. It was going to be fine. I was very confused on why they were waiting. They were just staying inside their car, not saying anything or doing anything. So I was like, okay, that's a little weird. Then at one point they start to ask me, they're like, hey, is it okay if we go in? I was like, oh yeah, you could have just gone in the moment you guys parked. You guys are all set. Now this is where the catastrophe happens. So the guy that was driving it actually didn't know that he was just holding the brake because he's been doing it this whole time. And he didn't realize that he didn't put his car into park. So he lets go of the brake. Remember, like a minute after this car behind him parks down on the lower side of the hill, lets go, and the car starts going down. No brakes, no hesitation, nothing at all of that sort. It just starts going down, and then I hear the girlfriend or wife be like, no, wait. And then bam, the car hits the other one, and I'm just standing there. I don't know what to say or do because that car was not going to stop if I went in front of it or just said, hey, stop. Because, like, what am I supposed to do? This car hits the other one's hood and the girlfriend or wife just goes, well, that's not good. And before you guys say anything, I'm very aware of how that sounds. Okay, so they try to pull the car back up, and this other car actually leaves the second lot from where I was, and they go, can we just park over there since that spot just opened? I was like, yeah, of course, that's totally fine. Are you guys okay? Do you guys need anything? Do you need me to get a manager out for you by any chance? They're like, no, it's completely fine. We're just gonna exchange information and be on with our day. So I was like, oh, okay, just let me know if you need anything. So then the guy gets out of the car looking very angry, probably thinking they're gonna drift off out of this place. But the guy who drove the car that actually hit the other car came out and was like, I'm very sorry. And he starts to exchange information with the other driver and was like, here you go. Here's my information for insurance and such. If you need anything, please let me know and call me in advance. And then once the car started to park up at that spot, I actually saw this dent on the car because it was a white car as well. So any spots or any scratches they made was going to be more seen there. So you could see it clear as day, basically. And the other car just had like a black spot on the hood. It wasn't really bad. It was like a faint green matte finish on it, if you would say. One of my managers actually starts to come out a few minutes before this happened, and they didn't know what was actually going on or what happened previously. So the customers already went in, and she goes, guys, make sure when you're parking, saying whatever. I was like, yep, I will definitely remember that. And I go, look over there. And I point to the car that hit the other one, but it was more visible on the white car. She goes, what? And I go, yeah, that just happened a few minutes ago. And the manager goes, what did you say? And I said, are you guys okay? Do you guys need a manager? You know, basically doing the rundown of what I said. And they were like, okay, that's good. That's totally fine, because I understand when people get into situations like that, they don't want to make it a bigger deal than needed. Don't want a whole, like, you know, a case of it. And yeah, so after that, they left, and I guess everything was peachy after that, I guess you could say. But witnessing that and then kind of being the one to blame, but at the same time not, is weird. But you guys can let me know your opinion on that if you want. Basically, I witnessed that in real life, in real time. It all went by so fast, I didn't even realize. And I spoke to Manny as he's in the first slot. I'm like, did you see that? And he's like, yep, I definitely saw that. So yeah, moral of the story is make sure when you're parking that you're actually parked, especially if you're on a hillside or a curve, anything of that sort. But I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys more enjoyed it. And I can't guarantee you guys that I'll be coming back soon, because, well, you guys have seen my upload schedule. It's really bad. But hope you guys enjoy the story time. Again, if you want more of these, there will be a playlist of these, and I have a Discord if you guys are interested in joining it. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night and goodbye. He said,